I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, all right. You've been like 5 times already. How you doing, love?
I'm good. How are you three?
Always love talking to you, man. You know that, man. This gonna do a lot of views. Anytime you come in there, you know it's funny though. Y'all claim y'all hate the boss. Oh, the boss this, the boss that. But anytime she pull up on me, boy, you niggas be popping out, and she get more views. She get me more views than battle rappers that pull up here. But that's neither here nor there. The numbers lie, men lie, numbers lie, women, whatever. You know the cliche, man. Ma'am, your
Mhm.
second event, right? Shout out to Hitman Holla, one night stand and all that. Third
Third.
event. Let me be clear. Third event. He's always showing you love. I'm seeing during interviews and everything like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's your job description, man? Battle rap right now.
I don't have a job description in.
Don't want no fan shit no more. I'm just a fan. Them days are over. You can't run that shit to me no more, love.
I don't have a job description in battle rap. I'm Hitman's partner, so whatever he need, you know what I'm saying. He knows, whatever you need, I'm a phone call away, and we gonna attempt anyway to make magic happen every time. Outside of that, you already know I'm managing my guys. I got Av and Swamp, and that's kind of where the buck stops.
All right, so I'm gonna give you a title since you act like you don't want a title. You're a consultant,
Okay.
and I think that's a good thing. And I think sometimes you need somebody who is a fan, like you're the claim first, right? Because I think fans, we look at things on the outside differently than the average battle rapper, right?
Mm-hmm.
Our lens is kind of different than theirs. Would you agree on that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Talk to me. One night stand. How much? I have not been Shaina Ashley. How much did that bother you?
A lot. I'm gonna
Me
be
too.
honest with you. For a multitude of reasons, of course. One, when me and Holla were putting this event together, right?
Yes, ma'am.
I told him I knew the perfect matchups that the culture wanted, that
All
the
right.
culture has been asking for, and that they would be excited about, right?
Right.
And not just the culture from a fan's perspective, but also the battlers. You know what I'm saying? Because the men say all the time, it's different for them when they preparing for women and things like that. So I also felt like these were the matchups that the men wanted as well, instead
Okay.
of been thrown into an intergender matchup. These were battles that I've heard the men say that they wanted also. So it just made sense on all fronts. And Shaina versus Av absolutely fit that mold, right? So I really wanted to make that happen. And as one of my personal favorite battles that I wanted to see, I really wanted to hear that conversation between them.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So
Yes.
um it hurt me on the business side of things. It definitely hurt the card. I'm not gonna pretend like it didn't. But then just me being a fan of both Avs and Shayna's, it hurt in that regard as well. In addition to me seeing how the culture reacted when we dropped the flyer, it was exactly what I told Holly would be. So it was like, yeah, that's the one. You know what I mean? A lot of people had that as they potential battle of the night. So, there was a lot of buzz around it. So we definitely wanted to make it happen for the culture, for real, for real. So, and then it wasn't just that. To me, the process is always more important than the outcome. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
All right.
So it was, for all intents and purposes, it's less about the battle not happening and the way that it didn't happen. You know what I mean? The way that it didn't happen is more important to me because um I'm somebody who over plans. So just in case this happens, I'll have this duck in a row and then this duck behind that duck. I got Daffy, Donald, Daisy, all of them lined up. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
Right. 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 Right.
Like that's just how I work because I know that things pop up. So the fact that the opportunity for us to contingency plan was taken away from us by the last minute communication and overall lack of communication. And we know life, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Right. Right.
Regardless to what field you're in, we've all had emergencies come up, we've all had tragedies, we've all had just things happen. You know what I mean? So there's always an understanding in that regard. Communication is, I'm telling you, communication could low-key cure the world for real. Most problems can be resolved with
You ain't
effective
on the line.
communication, and the communication in this instance just wasn't effective. For whatever the reasons were, they it just wasn't effective. It wasn't efficient. It wasn't even mediocre. It was literally non-existent. So it was hurtful in that regard. You know what I mean?
I can understand how you guys feel on the manager side or booking the battles. You have a client like Av looking for this battle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Shit, on the blogger side, and I'm not throwing Shaina the bus. I texted her at least 7 times for interview. You know what I'm saying? Like for real, we spoke before when it got announced. We spoke.
Mm-hmm.
She'll get back to me, and I'm hitting her up. I never got a response back to her, right? So when I guess for me as a blogger, and I'm pretty sure how you look at it also, the face off kind of told you everything you needed to know, right?
Mm-hmm.
By her not showing to the face off, right?
Not everything, because she did hit me that morning.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna be honest, she hit me about 20 minutes before the flight was supposed to leave the airport. But she hit me that morning, and she was like, she texted me, and she said that, she had a emergency situation, so she would not make the face off, and she said she was gonna call me later that day to explain.
Mm.
Um, so in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, she had something come up last minute. Although I hated the short window, it just was what it was. But I'm expecting to hear from her later that day with, some
Mm.
sort of update. I did not hear from her again until 2 days before the event or whatever it was that she texted me and said she wasn't going to be able to do the battle at all. So, um, and if you know me, I'm somebody who over communicates.
Yes,
So
you
I'm
do. Oh, have
you
mercy.
over communicate, and I just prefer it that way. I'd rather over than under. You know what I mean? That's
That's
just how
dope.
I am.
Uh-huh.
So I'm checking in with the battlers every week, even if it's just to say, "Hey, it's almost that time. I hope y'all in y'all bag. Appreciate y'all being a part of the festivities, so on and so forth." I'm checking in with them every week. You know what I'm saying? We're saying something just to tap
Right.
in with them.
Right.
So she was just non-responsive to every means of communication. And I mean, I'm trying everything. I'm texting, I'm DMing, I'm calling, I'm emailing. I hit 4 different mediums, so there's no way you can say you missed it, you didn't get it. I'm tapping into every line of communication that I have for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there was nothing. It was like radio silence. So it just was what it was, but even still, you still want to give her the benefit of the doubt, because
Absolutely.
she's under a contractual obligation. You know what I mean? She's received a deposit. So it's like, okay, I'm not hearing from her, but that doesn't mean that she's not writing around. She's not preparing her material. She's still not going to do the battle. The
Mm.
battle is still on until either the league or one of the battlers says that they're not battling. You know what I mean? So it would have been presumptive of us to come out and say, okay, Av and Shaina ain't happening. And then Shaina be like, I ain't never say that. I've been prepping this whole time. So, you know what I mean? So we have to wait to hear something, or we
Mm.
have to wait until she actually doesn't show up at the event.
Boss, let me ask you, should battlers be more conscious enough to know, okay, if I know in my heart of hearts I'm not coming, let me give Hitman and his peoples ample time to try to get a replacement, maybe, or we get a one-round battle. Shit, we could have got Avid Corp for a one-round battle.
I think it's almost just like, to me, customer service, for lack of a better term. I look at everybody in battle rap. So how I approach battle rap from a business perspective, everybody in the culture is a customer, right?
All right.
I feel like that's how the battlers should look at it too. Yes, the league is paying you, right, to perform a service, but you want that league to want to book you again. So in that regard, we too are your customer. You want to deliver us a product, you want to deliver us a service, whether you're being compensated for it or not. So we could, because we did pay you for that service. That's what a consumer does. A consumer goes to Walmart and pays them for the lotion, soap, whatever the case may be, right? So we're paying you for a service. You want to deliver a quality service so that we become a repeat customer. Oh, hey, Shaina, we got this other card coming up. We'd love to have you come back.
Absolutely.
So a part of that is proper and effective communication, professionalism, things like that. So even if you're not sure, because I would think clips of her space, I didn't hear the whole thing, but I would think clips of it where she was saying, she was trying to make it work. She was trying to be superwoman or whatever the case may be. But when you knew that your ability to be at this battle was in jeopardy, let's say you didn't even know you couldn't do it at all, but you knew it was at risk, that is in that moment is when you should have communicated that to us. It was in that moment. So you robbed us of our choice. You robbed us of our ability to find a replacement to still deliver something to the fans, to the people who, you know what I'm saying, wanted that battle. And now we're getting first of all, Av got shorted because now he didn't get a battle. He's been prepping, has some amazing material. You know what I'm saying?
And
And it,
deposit the boss, and you have people deposit. Some people you might hurt their pockets.
this is what I'm saying. The trickle down effect is real. And some may say, well, that ain't my job to worry about that, this, that, and the
Right,
other. But again, it's levels of professionalism. So wherever your moral compass or your work ethic takes you, then that's just where it takes you. But I treat everybody like a consumer. You know what I mean? I want the fans to come back, even the battlers. Yes, we're paying y'all, but I still treat the battlers like a consumer. I want them to have a positive experience anytime they engage with Bags and Bodies, so that they want to come back to the platform as well. It should be a pleasant experience for everybody, the people in the building, the people at the crib, the bartenders at the venue. I make sure I'm chopping it up with them. I have a good rapport, good relationship with them. I show up extra early just to get their expectations from us as us renting out their venue, and let them know what our expectations are of them, so on and so forth, things we have in mind. So everybody is a consumer, and everybody doesn't view it that way, and that's okay as well. But it was disheartening to say the least. But I always hope everything is okay with her and her family and whatever she has going on. But business is business, and business was not conducted properly in this instance.
Are we gonna get that match? Are we gonna spin the block back or finish the objective like Smack always says? Are you guys gonna finish the objective?
Nope. Not the Bags and Bodies is no longer interested in that matchup, and Av is no longer interested in that matchup. So
ouch. And listen, let me give Hitman his props also, because the brother was real transparent and letting people know off rip that he ain't heard from Shaina and X, Y, and Z, right? And when I saw his tweet, as a blogger once again, I conduct interviews, damn, so it ain't just me. I just thought she was shunning me and shit. If you shunning a blogger and you did the league owner, I ain't shit. These niggas is paying you. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, wow. You feel me? So
well, that's the whole thing. Transparency is a big deal, and that's something that is very important to us. Like for real, for real. We never want to spring nothing on the fans at the last minute. Of course, things happen. So these are things that are within our control, right? So we definitely didn't want it to be like a even though we still assume the battle is going down, right? But if we didn't say anything at all until about event day, and then she didn't show up, then everybody be like, oh, well, y'all had to know. If y'all ain't talked to her in a month, why y'all ain't been said something and all of this extra stuff.
I've seen that through the years of battle rap.
Exactly. And I'll be honest, that's a reasonable, that's not unreasonable. That's not an unreasonable expectation. So it's like, we'll let them know, hey, we're not saying the battle council. We just saying we've tried to communicate multiple times. We're not getting any sort of response. So we just letting y'all know in case it doesn't happen, it's not on us. We doing everything we're supposed to do as far as the league is concerned. So it's important to us that the fans know that they're, one, going to get the truth from us, and two, we're going to deliver a quality product any way that we can, as long as it's within our control. And if it's not within our control, then they'll know that as well.
All right, let's talk about some of the battles right quick, the boss. Is this the first time in intergender battle history where I feel like, and I'm not saying this is correct across the board, but I feel like people are leaning more toward the women winning the battles ever before in history? Not like this, the boss. And I don't even fully agree either, but that's a lot of conversation about that, though.
I ain't gonna hold you. The women were on fire.
But not in this capacity, though, sis, where niggas is like, yo, did the girls get a clean sweep? I don't fully agree, but I can understand it, though. You know what I mean? Right. Let's go Eon versus Gorilla, right? Eon won the battle. She won that battle, clearly.
Okay.
Gorilla, my nigga, I love you, my nigga, but changing the do-rag and all, that was crazy, man. That was just nuts. And then you choked a couple times and everything like that. You know what I mean? So shout out, I was wrong about that. I picked Gorilla to win that battle. I was wrong. My bad, Eon. You dig what I'm saying? And then here's a conversation I would like to have with you now about E-Hart and Suge. What are we doing, the boss? Because I'm gonna go straight to the second round right quick. Is that a choke or a stumble? I said on Twitter, and I got chastised for this, I don't know if it was a full choke by Hart. And I'm conflicted because, okay, let's say if you say it's a choke, if you're talking material-wise, I thought she had better material than Suge.
Way
in that
better.
second round. I don't see. Look at this. You see, you gotta be extra. See, you gotta be extra. You
No,
gotta,
it's the truth. I think even Suge acknowledged that was Hart's best round. I think that Hart's second, minus the slip up, right? I
yeah.
think that's the round of the battle, clear. I
Okay.
think that's the best round of that battle, clear. As far as whether you define it as a stumble or a choke, the culture has not come into an agreement on what a stumble or a choke is. So,
Oh,
like everything else in battle rap, it's subjective and opinionated. Some people will call it a stumble because she was able to get it right back. Some people will call it a choke because she had to start over and she said, I think she might have cursed or something in the midst of it, or
yeah.
she said my bad or something. So everybody has their different markers as to how they categorize it. So until we come up with a glossary that says this is what this is what this is, whatever those measurements are, if it's longer than 3 seconds, 2 seconds, whatever, let the battler say it. I've heard battlers say it's not a choke if you get it back at all. A choke is when you can't get it back and you have to call round. So if we going by they standard, it's just a little stumble. But it depends. It's subjective.
And you're right to stay on a subjective word because if you poll 5 battle rappers or 10 battle rappers, you're gonna get all different type of feelings and mixed emotions.
Fans, bloggers, no matter league owners, they'll all call it something different. They'll all call it something different. But I was very honest with what I said. They're gonna give the second to Suge.
Yeah.
Your material was better, but the slip up, they're gonna give the second to Suge. It just is what it is. So that's why in that third round,
She got a third.
I'm telling her, y'all probably can't hear it, but I'm telling them like you gotta close the door. Like
No, we heard you. I heard you a couple times. I heard you. Yeah,
that's my dog. Listen, first of all, we gotta give Hart some flowers, man.
I love Hart. I love
like that's my friend. So of course I have like genuine love with her. But I was genuinely impressed with her performance. You know what I mean? Hart doesn't have a lot of,
It's not the bars. It's not the bars with Hart. People wondering her energy performance can match Suge or come close enough to that. I thought she did. I thought she did a marvelous job.
She did a phenomenal job. Yeah, I loved her performance. She was in there moving. She raised to go put a shotgun on Chuck. Yeah. No, Hart was up there well and ejectocito, cuz.
Yeah, that was hard.
Hart was up there going crazy. But no, and that's not a slight to Suge. I thought Suge's first round was his best round. A lot of battles I have to go back and watch because I had to leave and still run my event during both of their third round. So I still got to go back and watch all the battles because I'm in a different mode when it's actually my event, so I don't really get to experience them in that regard. So I'll go back and watch all of them between tonight and tomorrow, and see how I felt.
And I want to give another person a props as we giving people a props. What are we doing, Vixen, yo?
Man, Vix, listen to me.
I got that girl beating Tay-Rock. I got her beating Rum Nitty, and she just beat New Jersey Twerk.
Well, you gotta slow down a little bit with the first one.
No, we ain't slowing down.
You gotta slow down a little bit with the first
one. Well, I edge Vixen.
Listen, Vixen, that's my dog. I love me some Vixen. She was phenomenal versus Rock. She did not win that battle though, but she was phenomenal. I think Vixen elevates every time we need her to, every time we ask her to. She elevates. She had to do that versus Rock. Up until Tay-Rock, that was her best performance, right? She needed that for a Tay-Rock on a stage. And Tay-Rock normally pulverizes the women. You know what I mean? So she had to do that versus Rum Nitty. She had to level it up again, and she did that versus Twerk. She had to her and Twerk are alike in so many different ways. Because you hear Twerk saying all throughout his career, when I respect you, that's when I'm gonna really kill you. You're gonna get a different version of me. I think Vixen, when Vixen said she was terrified, when Vixen talks about the level of respect that she has for Twerk, that was all genuine. Now she was definitely doing it in a comedic way, but she meant what she was saying, and I think it showed in her preparation, and her delivery, and in her execution. And I think Twerk should be flattered by it. You know what I mean? But I thought Vixen was phenomenal. I thought Vixen's second round, I was only getting it in passing. I'm moving around. I'm just hearing her say some of that stuff stopped me in my tracks. I'm like, hold on, Vix, wait.
She was
wilding. That's my dog. So I appreciate her. She is truly, I use electrifying to describe Vixen all the time. And I've been fortunate enough to see her live multiple times. And she never disappoints. She never disappoints.
Jazz 40. hard hustle. Y'all gotta open the doors for coffee and Vicks.
Oh, I think the door open. Now, are you talking about for the GOAT conversation or the Mount Rushmore?
Not just at the table where we're respected with you ladies and stuff like that.
Oh no, I think they have a seat for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think they've earned their seat. I just want to, if you're talking Mount Rushmore, it's only 4 spots.
I ain't going there. I ain't going there. Mount Rushmore talk.
Yeah, but no. I think that both Coffee and Vixen have earned their spot at the female GOAT table. I do think that they have. I think that they've both done enough. I agree.
And then the main event, Hitman Holla, Miss Hustle. It's a debatable battle, man.
It is. I agree.
I think Hustle, the best round of the battle to me, Hustle's first round, right?
Agreed.
I thought she OD'd with the sentiment talk a little bit too much.
Yep,
you know what I mean? A little bit ODing with it. And then one of the lines that stick out to me from Hitman is when he said, "How you gonna be the first lady of the league, a league that I made rich?" That did it for me. When he said that bar, I was like, there's no line in that shit. The boy's box office. You feel me? So I got the second round. The third round, here's the third. This is the third round for me. I know people are saying she spoke about Remy too much, but I think she was rebuttaling what Hitman might have said on Twitter.
Right, but that's why you can't fall for the okie doke. He said it on Twitter.
Right. I guess she felt he was gonna. She kind of
it's like the envelope. It's like when Ace put the envelope in front of news. You know what I'm saying? You can't fall. It is what it is. But no, I think Hustle is. I tweeted it. Hustle is exactly who she thinks she is. Like whatever trash Hustle talk, however you want to call her, arrogant, whatever people want to say about her, she's earned the right to be all of it.
Absolutely.
She's earned the right to be like Hustle is. I've said, I know it's her and Jazz are 1A, 1B. I make sure I say that all the time as well because I do
agree.
But for me, I believe that when you're talking about all around, I think that Miss Hustle is the best female battle rapper ever.
Can't dispute that, the boss. I can't fight you on that.
The electricity, the energy that she bring, the everything, like love her or hate her, whatever y'all feel about her, I don't care. When that woman get up on that stage and it's lights, camera, action, she is undeniable.
She is
undeniable. The way she moves, just oh my god, it's just I be in awe every time I watch her. I love Hustle. Like me and her bump head, she is. Girl, give me headaches. I ain't gonna
me too. Trust me, I know she does.
Girl, give me some migraines for sure.
Very standoffish at times, but when she rapping though, her
artistry is second to none. So I'm very appreciative of her craft and the way she executes and delivers it. I thought she was absolutely phenomenal. I thought her and Hitman to me had battle of the night. That was the one battle that I did get to see from beginning to end. I think that they had battle of the night for me. That was my. But again, because Twerk had some mishaps.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So when I'm thinking overall, but again, I got to go back and watch it. So I'm my opinion is don't carry as much weight because I got to watch all the other battles. Again, Hustle and Hitman is the only battle that I got to see from beginning to end.
Gotcha.
So everything else I was kind of in and out on. So I'll catch up on that. But I just thought they were both just amazing. Hitman too, like y'all gotta stop playing with my guy, man. I get it, y'all don't like how arrogant he is. Y'all don't like how he pop his stuff. Y'all think he a hot head.
Y'all gotta stop saying that.
No. Listen, if it don't apply, let it fly. I'm not talking to the people who give him his credit. I'm talking to the people who have him losing every battle that's announced. Every battle that's announced, Hitman gonna get 30. Every battle that's out, Hitman outdated. He ain't won a battle since whoever they say. He ain't won a battle since before Bill Collector. It's like, y'all gotta slow down. Like, stop underestimating my guy. I really loved this battle. You know what I'm saying? It was literally to me the best female performer versus the best male performer. You know what I mean? And I think they was in a war and they both came out with some war wounds. I ain't gonna cap. Hustle had a lot. Hustle first was like,
that shit was like, yo, it was spooky. It was spooky. I'm not told you, it was spooky. It got spooky. I thought
my stomach was in knots.
I thought the third rounds were kind of a little bit compared to the first and second rounds. The third round was kind of like that. But I like some of the stuff they said in the third round. I like what Hustle said to Hitman. When you're doing suicides, I was contemplating doing it. Like she opened up about a lot of shit by
Yeah.
Remy. Like she opened up what she really does. You know what I mean? So
I like that as well because people view hustle as like so hard. You know what I mean? So I like that she opened up about some other things that she struggles with. Showed a little bit of a softer, more humanistic side of her. I think that was dope. So I liked the third rounds. It's like if when you have different approaches, especially with Hustle's first round being so power packed and so heavy as far as the bars, the haymakers, the punches. When you get to the third and she has more of a, all right, let me put y'all on game. This was really been going on with Remy. I've been quiet long enough. Here's what's really been going on in my personal life about some things that I've gone through. You know what I'm saying? That's more of the typical third round. I'm talking to y'all this round. But people will view that as kind of like writing down. I don't view it as writing down. The approach is just different. So you have to judge it by the approach. This ain't meant to be a crowd breaking, building breaking, nonstop haymaker type of round. You know what I'm saying? But if you listen, I think she was saying some important same thing with Holla. Well, Holla say how you can get so many dudes to write for you, but can't find one to do right by you.
Crazy. That was
Holla, talk to her.
Wow, that was wild. Holla, that was man.
Holla was, man, listen, but see, I'm somebody who like that type of talk. Like I can get with whatever. If you punching, I'm with you. I like the punches and the haymaker. But when you making them little slick lines or them lines that some lines just hit deep, it's like one of them piercing to the soul type of moment. It's like that hurt her right there. That hurt her.
Yeah. So let's go ahead. A lot of conversation about audio, choppiness and everything like that. I know both you and Hitman, y'all went on social media and spoke about it and everything like that, right? What do you know? What can you say about that? You don't control what's going on, right? But what can you, what can you say?
I'm not
a tech. You never work for IT, you know IT tech.
I'm not. It's one of the few things that I know very little about, right? Just saying.
So asking why you guys hire Avo. That's that's the $1 million question. You know, why avocado wasn't.
I think that Hitman answered that question, but I don't mind answering it again. I think that it's important to have multiple options in anything. You know what I mean? You don't want to create a monopoly. Avo is absolutely amazing at what he does. You know what I'm saying? It's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But we've also seen events that Avo and them have been at that have also had hiccups with the stream or the audio or whatever the case may be. So there's no league or there's no AV company that just has a perfect zero infractions type of record, right? So it just happens. So of course, when it's a new company and something happens, the first thing you want to go back to is, or the first thing that everybody will go back to is what we know. Well, where is Avo at? You know, Bags and Body still has an amazing relationship with Ruin Your Day. You know what I mean? And you know, they could very well be back. So it wasn't that, it's just that Avo is everybody's go-to. You know what I'm saying? So there's an availability issue. You don't want to compete with other people for the days. We already have a hard enough time. The leagues themselves making sure we don't overlap each other on dates and weekends and things like that. You know what I mean? So I think it's important to have at least a few options. That it's almost the same thing like we were saying about the leagues, where everybody, for the most part, is happy that battlers are starting to start their own leagues. We're getting these marquee matchups elsewhere. It's the same thing with AV. As amazing as Avo is, and he is just that amazing, we do need more options that we can go to. JB is also amazing, but you know, JB is URL's guy. You know what I'm saying? Anderson Burris is also amazing. So we do need, I think it's important to have those options so that, okay, cool, Studio B do this one, Avo do this one, we get to see if JB can do this one. Why not? Like that's to me is not problematic.
The boss, that cameraman needs to be fired for one reason and one reason only. Brother, when Vixen is pulling her ass up and shaking her ass cheeks, and you don't put the camera to that, you gotta get the picture. Listen, man, you gotta get the picture, brother. Respectfully, man. Your future dovish, shout out to you and all that.
But I ain't no cap. Y'all gotta make up y'all mind. We got all of Vixen voluptuousness in the first round of face-offs. We got it all for y'all. She had on a little see-through number. She bent over. She gave it a little, you know what I'm saying?
She's kind of OD in the face on a little bit.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all got to make up y'all mind. We got it all for y'all.
Paying the camera on her ass when she flipping the ass up to what the theatrics she did is two totally different things.
We don't know what y'all want, man. Y'all said it was OD at the face-offs. Now y'all want the butt in there. Y'all don't know what y'all want.
Yes, we do with the button there, though, man. You know what I mean? Nah, but I guess that's the problem. You had audio. Because, all right, so watching Twerk and Vix, you know what's funny? The audio cut off, right? The stream cuts off. When it cuts back on, Twerk is choking. I'm like, well, you can't make this up. You can't. As soon as this shit came on, Twerk is choking. So me as a blogger, because I really listen to commentary because I'm trying to do my blogs right after the battles during intermission, I purposely waited for you. I heard you in the background asking. I wanted to see what people were saying about the battle because I didn't get to see the third.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then I heard people see you. In fact, you were talking to people out there, and they were saying Vixen won. Everyone across the board say Vixen won the battle. So I'm like, well, damn, shit. You know what I mean? So
yeah, it was unfortunate. You know, mishaps happen. It just is what it is. We'll make the necessary adjustments, make sure it's better next time. You know what I'm saying? But overall, I think the overall sentiments around the event, everybody in the building, they acted like they didn't care what was going on with the mic. I'm like, nah, boss, we having an amazing time. This fire, win the next one. And this. Like, there were zero complaints in the building. They just acted like they was having the time of their life.
Oh, the building, you really gonna get complaints in the building, though.
Yeah,
so, at the crib, in the building. You know what I'm saying?
In the building, they was phenomenal. Yeah. And we appreciate everybody that always come out and support in the building. There was a lot of people that's been at pretty much Intruders 2 and Power Moves, our other two events. So we always appreciate the people. But even a lot of people were letting me know about the issues. I was getting a lot of DMs, a lot of texts, letting me know about the issues they was experiencing. So we was working on it in the background. We ended up getting it fixed about halfway through. It's unfortunate it took as long as it did, but it was what it was. We got it right. But the VOD should be fine. When we drop it on YouTube, it will be perfect. And you know, we'll make sure the next event is better.
Shaina, I'm not trying to get at you again, baby. I love you, all right? So this battle, I wish you Av was on this card. As the night was going on, I'm like, damn, Av and Shaina would have been on here.
Av and Shaina coming in, either going after Suge and Hart or before Suge and Hart. Either one of those, like that would have just, man, it was just.
Yeah.
All the matchups were all so perfect. Eon and Gorilla did such an amazing job of promoting for their battle and making people want to see it. You know, Suge and Hart, like the other battles already had the anticipation. Go ahead.
I want to tell you and him, man, something. Can y'all get KD more on these cards, please?
Yes.
Please.
You don't have to tell us that.
I'm just throwing it out there. I rock with Katie. I like the brother, man. You know, and you know, you rock with Katie. So I know that's St. Louis. I get it. I know it already. As a Katie fan, I wanted to see the brother on more card. I think he's very, 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 very talented. Very underrated as a battle rapper.
KD Fur, we got something in the works for KD. So just stay tuned. We got something in the work for him. Y'all just now starting to talk about how far he is. We've been new. KD battled Hitman years ago.
You know, I interviewed KD when he is. I know.
I'm just saying, we ain't gotta hip us to how far he is. We've been new.
Shout out my brother KD, man.
I love KD. Go ahead, babe. I'm sorry.
No. You said you love KD. I'm sorry. You love KD.
No, I'm just saying I love KD. KD, he don't disappoint. He grabbed the money off the floor at Intruders 2. He has a battle coming up versus Prez Mafia that was recently announced. I think that's happening in May. That's next month.
Losing Prez. I'm sorry. I got KD Prez. I'm sorry.
As you should. You're a smart man. But so he's working. You know what I'm saying? And we very proud of everything that he's doing, and he's gonna be rewarded for it. So yep, just stay tuned. But yeah, even the fans at home. Overall, we've been getting a lot of love on IG, on Twitter, and everything like that. Of course, they're gonna let us know about the mishaps and everything, but overall, everybody seemed to really enjoy the battles. Mm-hmm. It does seem like the crowd, or the at home and in the building crowd, is more for the ladies. And I think all the ladies just kind of showed up and showed out. So I appreciate them for everybody saying that's the best Heart they've ever seen, best Hustle, best Vixen. So it's like, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. If it's not the best, it's got to be top 3. You know what I'm saying? Because the ladies were amazing, and I think Eon opened a lot of people's eyes to her as well. But it's no slight to the fellas though, because I still want to make sure the fellas get their love. Like Gorilla had his hiccups, but Gorilla brand new. Gorilla got less than 10 battles total. Gorilla got less than 8 battles total in his whole.
Well, because Gorilla was talking heavy though, they was dragging Gorilla.
Now that is okay.
Yeah. Gorilla was dragging you after the battle, bro.
Rightfully so. Rightfully so. If you gonna talk heavy, you have to deliver on the heaviness. You gotta deliver on the
Woo.
heaviness. It is what it
Bruh,
is. But he'll
bruh.
bounce back on the next one, and then it is what it is.
All right, let's get to this commentary. Right, I want to get to take on this commentary conversation that I've been seeing going on. Obviously, we got
Wait. Before you give your take on it, I want to say thank you to Babs, to Swamp, to J2, for doing the commentary for One Night Stand. I thought they were absolutely amazing. I thought they were entertaining. I thought they bounced off each other well. Pause if necessary. You just got to get it out there. Pause if necessary, man. So I thought they handled everything very, very well. We had to have Babs in there. You got to give it up for the ladies. Like Babs is a staple in battle rap for the women. So it was imperative that we have Babs as a part of it. And we appreciate her for, what I'm saying, pulling up and getting it popping. Go ahead.
When there's intergender battles in commentary, in your opinion, should it always be a man and woman? Do you feel when intergender battles?
I don't think always. I don't think it has to be a rule. I do think I'm a fan of themes, right? So I do think that if it's an intergender card, I think that duality is important and it adds to the entertainment value and it makes the theme more cohesive, right? Because you have the men, naturally the men root for the men and the women root for the women. So after the battle, you get to hear both of those perspectives.
Right,
You know
right.
what I'm saying? Or you get to see if the female looking all sad, like she know they just caught an L, or if the dude just sitting back with his one man, like, man, whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it continues that whole battle of the sexist energy across the board. So I think for continuity purposes, I think it's dope, but I don't think it's like mandatory.
Okay. A lot of talk about frozen bros and commentary and stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm listening to audios and conversations, and this person saying that. You were dealing with that, right? What made you guys decide not to go frozen? I think Hitman was saying in his space is that he wanted to switch it up and do something different, just like the camera thing you were talking about.
So here's the thing. Everything is not always a negative. Like you can go somewhere and you can do a great job. That doesn't mean they have to call you back every time they need that thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There needs to be variety. Like I think that's important. So I was honest with Froze when I talked to Froze the first time or the second time about One Night Stand. I told him we're thinking about going with a male female thing because it's a full intergender card. Now he said, he didn't think that was necessary. He thought that him and Bros could still deliver that duality without it having to be a female up there. But I told him that was the direction that we were thinking about going in initially, like out the gate. You know what I mean? But we had not locked anybody in yet, so we were still keeping all of our options open. You know what I'm saying? I ended up at one point we were in communication with Jazz and Geechee. I know the chemistry with Jazz and Geechee is phenomenal. They got their own podcast and everything. So it's always a really dope look. You know what I'm saying? There were a couple of other people. So Frozen Bros were never the only option. They are not the bags and bodies commentators. That's not the way that works. They came and they did the commentary for Power Moves. They did a phenomenal job at Power Moves. But there are other commentators, and we want to give different perspectives. There's a lot of different things that come from doing commentary. A lot of the culture had never heard Swamp speak on a battle before and give commentary in the way that he did. Now, who he had winning, whatever the case may be, but they hadn't heard him in kind of a commentary role before. So he got a lot of dope feedback. If people thought he did a really dope job about that. Babs, you used to seeing Babs in the ring or on the stage, maybe even hosting. But afterwards, like giving a recap, a breakdown, who she had winning, you know what I'm saying? I thought it was important. And J2 was just a natural at it. You know what I mean? J2 just has the personality, has the energy. He's very passionate about the sport. So to me, it made sense. Who better to commentate on battle rap than some of the battlers that, are still active and in the field? And I know Froze he's on Pray for My Enemies coming up, with Swamp and Eazy or whatever. So I know he is still battling, but we're going to switch it up. It won't be Bab, Swamp, and J2 probably for the next one. It's whatever, there's no, and if we don't bring somebody back on the very next card, it's not because they did something wrong or because we got into it with them. It's variety. It's a multitude of people available. Why do we have to just go with one person or people?
You and I had a conversation. I'll get to Uncle Ron Hitman in a minute, which I'm so glad that conversation that happened, right? What happened? But we had a conversation about entitlement one time, right? Do you feel, respectfully, this is no disrespect to anybody, do you feel sometimes people in battle rap feel entitled because they've done this before and the culture is behind them or backing them for whatever reason, right? that they feel entitled that they should be on every card, whether it's a battler or a media person or whatever, commentary.
Absolutely. I think that's absolutely the case. I don't think, like I said, even with the Uncle Ross situation, I don't think that's necessarily wrong, but it's just a matter of fact. You know what I mean?
Right.
Even with Frozen Bros, and maybe I'm wrong, but I'm still gonna say how I feel, as I always do. So it's like they did power moves again. They did an amazing job at power moves.
The brothers are
Like
good.
zero complaints. I thought they were absolutely phenomenal for
No.
power moves. But did you say hold on? What you say, three?
They're dope. They're dope.
Oh yeah. No, they did an amazing job. So it does appear that their expectation was whatever the next Bags and Bodies big card was, that they would automatically get invited back. It's not our fault for their assumption or expectation or whatever you want to put on it. And I don't even want to say there because I haven't heard anything from Bros. So I'll just speak in correlation of Froze. You know what I mean? We're not responsible for their expectation or their assumptions. You know what I mean? We handle each event by each event. It depends on what the name of that card is, what the theme for that card is, the battlers that are on that card. We put everything together to match that specific card. So there's not no one anything for anything. There's no battler that's going to be on every card, no commentator, no AV person. There's no nothing. There's nothing that's guaranteed for every single card. That's not a thing. So if it was a situation of entitlement, then it has been corrected. So it is what it is.
What's your take on the Swamp and Froze back and forth on social media? Do you feel Froze in your heart of hearts? Do you feel Froze fell away about the commentary?
Sure.
Okay.
I for sure feel like he felt the way. I feel like he felt the way that they weren't invited back. And then I feel like after seeing who was doing the commentary, it augmented the way that he was already feeling. You know what I mean? You could hear it in his voice. Like, you know what I mean? It wasn't like he was talking really. It was like, then I see who doing the commentary. It's like, you hating now. You hate. So I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying that's not like I'm gonna keep it a buck. It is what it is. Right. Of course, Swamp is gonna respond. You took a shot at him, so and we're not gonna act like it wasn't a shot. You took a shot. He responded with a shot. So you respond back with whatever. Those are men. They both battlers. So they engage in whatever back and forth they engage in. I don't think it went too far left. Swamp addressed what needed to be addressed, and he got out of there. It is what it is.
Do you think Froze was too critical about the card?
I don't think there's a such thing. Like, you can be as critical as you need to be. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's entitled to their opinion. The card did have mishaps. It did not run as smoothly as power moves. I mean, that's just a fact. People are allowed to have their opinions. People could feel like the event was utter trash. So there's no such thing as being too critical. The part that's bothersome is because I speak the way I speak across the board. You know what I mean? There's nothing that there's no recording that somebody could have of me and they could put out and be like, oh, we never heard the boss talk like that. No, it's the way you hear her talk all the time. Yep. It's the way you hear her talk all the time. So there's no such thing as, if I'd have known I was being recorded, I wouldn't have said this. If I'd have known I was being recorded, I wouldn't have said it like that. No, keep it a buck. We want to hear how you genuinely feel. Right. And if that's how you genuinely feel, then that's fine. But when you say things like, well, yeah, if I'd have known it was on air, or if I'd have known it was live, I wouldn't have said that, or I would have said it a little bit more politically correct. That comes across a little less authentic. It sounds like what
does it hurt Froze a little bit though by saying that? Does it hurt him a little bit?
I mean, it depends on who you ask. For me, it takes some authenticity away from it because I want to hear how you really feel. I've gotten into it with a multitude of battlers because if I think you're trash or you gave a trash performance, I'm going to say that. I'm going to say that online. And then when you see me, if you ask me about it, I'm going to tell you, sorry, I thought you was trash. There's no, you know what I mean? It's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's just what it is. And I get it. He may feel like, oh, well, as a commentator, you know, I got to be a little bit more politically correct. I can't just talk this way and the other. If that's going to be your mantra about it, then you need to be more careful because Eazy did say y'all was live. It's on you for not listening. You was just so anxious to throw a little shade. You couldn't wait to talk trash that you completely missed that you was live on YouTube because you was just ready to get into your gossip bag. So I'm just being honest. Had you took a minute, you know, you was just so excited. You could low-key hear the giddiness in his voice. And I'm sure Froze will have something to say about this, but I don't care. It is what it is. Right. Had you taken a second and listen, let the conversation happen naturally. You know what I'm saying? Because Eazy said it pretty right off the bat that it was live. But you couldn't even, like, you couldn't wait. You had to get it off right then and there. And now it's a lot of the pedals going this way now.
Right.
So, but it is what it is. It's
be honest, Hitman feels away though. Be honest, he feels away.
You said what happened?
I believe Hitman feels away.
About what?
I think Hitman. All right, it's one thing for a blogger to say something, right? I think battle rappers in general. Let me not just say Hitman Holla. Battle rappers in general. I feel when it comes from a blogger or a fan, we say certain things. Oh, we don't care. But when battle rappers got relationships with battle rappers who now doing commentary, Froze, it's probably hard for Froze too to keep it quote unquote a buck, right? Because niggas might not want to fuck with them. You're a battle rapper. You should be riding with us. You should critique us so hard. You don't.
Battle rappers do it all the time.
Do they?
Battle rappers critique each other. We hear them go back and forth. We see them go back and forth. We see them comment on each other.
Battle rappers, though, the boss.
You said what happened?
Fans do a better job critiquing the battle rappers than they do themselves because they don't want to step on each other's toes. Even though they know the craft better than we do, right? But when in terms of critiquing them and being tough love, they don't want to do that sometimes.
And I can understand that. I'm not mad at that. But here's the thing. It's not about Hitman feeling away, right?
Okay.
It's more just about standing on what you're saying.
Okay. All right.
You know what I mean? Like it's like, first of all, the things that you were speaking on, and Fro said, okay, I didn't have to say whatever about the pricing, about him and Froze charging 2,000, him and Bros charging.
Yeah, Froze, I thought as an old head, you should have out your verbiage, your pricing conversation, financial conversations out of your
comments. Like, so it's like, it's certain things that's like, and it's not that it's a big deal. Anybody that think that Hitman can't afford $2,000, you go with that narrative if that works for you. Like, if that's exciting, if that's what you believe, you run with that, buddy. But but I ain't gonna hold you. Anyway, just putting that in the comments, right? Froze is not just a commentator. He's not just a blogger. He's also a battler.
Absolutely.
He's seen instances where business has been discussed publicly. He's even spoken about business being discussed publicly by other battlers when it was their situation and not his. So it's not like it's something he did where he didn't know what he was doing. That was intentional. So you can't say, well, I probably shouldn't have said that. You knew you shouldn't have said it before you did it, but you felt the way. You felt the way. So you thought this was a good moment to, put it out there, possibly have a little shade. And then it was followed up with it just seems like it was about cutting corners and cutting costs across the board and just throwing the cheapest event or whatever the sentiments are that you were trying to convey to try to justify or make yourself feel better about not being chosen for this event. You don't know what Babs, Swamp, and J2 got paid to commentate for that. You have no idea. Could have been more than a 2,000.
Look at your face. Now look at your face after you say that.
You have no idea. None was. I'm just saying, you have no idea. Especially with Swamp's man. I'll tell you one thing: Swamp's manager is different. But anyway, you have no idea. I'm just saying, you have no idea what their compensation package looked like at all. For you to make the assertion that it was about cutting costs anywhere. You just weren't invited back for this particular card. It wasn't even 2 bags and body. It was this particular event. We had a different vision. And it only being our 3rd event, right? We got Power Moves, Intruders 2, and then we have One Night Stand. It only being our 3rd event and you not being asked back for the 3rd event. And that's how you acted?
Okay, so does that hurt? Okay, does that hurt him coming back for commentary with Bags and Bodies moving forward?
Oh no, every card is different. There may be a card that we have where Frozen Bros fits the battles that's lined up on that card and the theme of that card perfectly, and what they bring to the table aligns with what we want to present to the people for that card. Here's the thing: personal and business are very different. And I don't have a problem with working with people that I may not, that may have exhibited certain characteristic traits that I don't care for. Doesn't have anything to do with me. You know what I'm saying? If you haven't stolen, if you ain't nobody been physically touched, you ain't slept with my man, like, you know what I'm saying? We ain't got, like, these are things that are past, like, we can't even get in the mix, you know what I'm saying, or make no money or do no business together. If none of those things have transpired, then it is what it is. So I don't know what the future may hold. You know what I'm saying? So it just is what it is, type of thing. We'll take it card by card, the same way we do it anyway.
Would, should commentary be for people? You think?
Why for?
Just for. All right, I would like to see Small and Lang get some commentary love on a card one day.
You didn't see Schmo give commentary?
No, I'm saying Small and Lang together.
Gotcha. Okay. So why'd you say 4 people?
I only get 4 perspectives. You have Froze and you have Bros and you have Lang and your battle rappers and well, I don't know. I'll just take it out of the box, maybe.
I'm not opposed. I'm not opposed to it, but 4, it seems like a lot. It almost seems like you got a panel together now. Like, I'm like, hold on. That's all that's 2 battles. Well, 4 people seems like a lot, but I'm not opposed to it. I could see it play out and it work out perfectly. So but I like 2 and 3. I think that's a good little mix. And then they kind of switch off of each other. So I think 2 or 3 is good.
Okay. Bootlegs of these battles. Your take on the bootlegs?
It's a part of life. Bootlegging ain't going nowhere. It don't go nowhere with nothing else. I mean, it's unfortunate, right? Mm-hmm. And again, the boss don't lie. So I have attended a multitude of watch parties and will continue to do so. Mm-hmm. But I always purchase the pay-per-view. To me, it's more about the camaraderie of being able to watch with people that I know, people that I enjoy. You know what I'm saying? We talk trash. You know what I'm saying? We discuss the event, things like that. So it's more about that for me than anything else. You know what I'm saying? But of course, I know that there are people who aren't still buying the pay-per-view. You can go through any battle rap event and I could pull up my Cash App or my Zelle or whatever and show you confirmation that I've purchased the pay-per-view. There's been events I've purchased the pay-per-view for that I didn't even watch. It's just more or less about just support. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things. But like I said, I do know that there are just like 100% authentic bootleggers. I ain't giving y'all nothing. I'm pulling up to where the bootleg is. And it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's a part of the culture. So we can do as far as the league owner goes, we can do what we can to minimize the ability to do so, but you can't eradicate it. So you just kind of like hope that your actual sales outweigh that, and ours always does. So
did you see Verb's tweets about the people that he
They were sent to me, yes.
Okay. Your thoughts on that?
Screenshots of people in the chat.
Do you think that came up from a sincere place?
Do I think Verb's intentions were sincere?
Yeah.
It's Verb.
I don't know what that means, man. I'm just asking.
Yeah, Verb is an agent of chaos. So it just is what it is.
I don't know how to dwell it. All right, because I saw his blog today, right? He was talking about, T-Top's name was in there, other battle rappers' names were in there, and everything like that got implicated for watching the bootlegs and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And he said, what he said at how I wrote down out of towners seem to get more leniency. He wanted Hitman to turn up on Froze, because he felt that when they had a situation that he turned up on him, why he not turning up on Froze? Because Froze was, turn up on other people that's bootlegging and shit. Turn up on Froze for what Froze said to Eazy and everything on his live and everything. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Their relationship is kind of wild to me and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, nobody's in. Hitman is not responsible for anybody else's expectations. Whatever reaction somebody else wants from him, whoever that individual may be, there are no puppet masters here. So he reacts how he wants to react to whomever he reacts to. You know what I mean? Like that for whatever reason he chooses. So what you may want, people love to say, well, keep that same energy. What if I don't want to?
I say that. I got chastised for years for saying what you just said. I feel sometimes I'm not going to have the same energy for a lot of this shit. I
don't want to. I don't want to. And I don't have to prove anything to anybody. Hitman don't have nothing to prove. So it's like, oh, because I didn't turn up on Froze how whoever may have wanted me to, now what? What does that mean?
Mm.
Even with the bootleggers, what am I supposed to do? Like I don't like, what am I supposed to do? It is what it is. The event has been bootlegged. It is what it is. So but we still made a profit. Like again, what's for us is for us. We do good business. We put a good event together. We conduct everything the way we're supposed to properly, and then we deal with whatever the results are. We haven't thrown an event yet that has not been profitable. That's factual.
And we need y'all right now. We need bags and bodies. We need trenches. Let's be honest. Battle rappers are running the asylum right now. The boss, they are running the
Mhm,
asylum. RB's
mhm.
not here. What I don't know what URL is doing. Respect. I know Gnome is coming up, cool, but let's be honest. The Calico, Hitman, Tay Rock, the battle rap, T-Time had a card. Y'all are they really running this shit right now. The
I
battlers,
love
man.
it. I
I
love
love
it, and I think it gives you. People are looking at it as a negative thing, but I think it gives URL a much needed break. Now I don't know how URL views it, right? But they have literally been running the culture for like years on top of years.
decades,
You know what
decades.
I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like it gives them a much needed break. Maybe they need a reset. You know what I'm saying? Especially post caffeine, like the influx of money from caffeine was different. You know what I'm saying? It afforded them a lot more flexibility, a lot more leniency. So it takes some time to adjust when that is no longer the case. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
instead of, I think they'd be under a lot more fire if there were no other leagues for us to get these types of matchups from. If battle rap was more stagnant, because like, well, dang, where URL at? So now we don't get no twerks and versus whoever, or no Mook versus Ars, or no Hitman versus Geechee. So now we have nothing because we're waiting for URL to figure it out. Now the culture is still pushing forward, still moving forward. URL is still URL. They are not going anywhere. They are literally the staple, not a staple. They are the
Agree,
battle
right?
rap
Right.
staple.
Agree.
So
Agree.
whenever they're ready to pop back out with the major cards, we always gonna tune in. It ain't like, oh, they haven't thrown a big card yet and it's April. Whenever Gnome gets announced, we in the building for Gnome. I'm in the building for Gnome. Smack them already know. I'm in the building for Gnome whenever getting out. If they do homecoming, SM, whatever the case may be, URL will always be URL. So they're gonna catch some flack because that's what comes with being kind of like the marquee league. So they're gonna, oh, y'all being replaced, oh, y'all falling off. They're gonna get that. But hopefully they're looking at it like, okay, now we get some breaks. We get to kind of like reset, revamp, maybe re-strategize, things like that. And then we come back bigger and better than ever. And I don't even think it's a comeback. We were just talking about how phenomenal of a battle Sheed and Jada Nightwing was. That was on URL, or am I?
Fire, fire
Okay,
battle. I
that
love
was
that.
on URL. We were just talking about what
Yeah,
Twerk did versus Kid Slade. That was on URL.
good
So
battle.
it's like, but battle rap is very, what have you done for me lately? People forget stuff just like
Yeah,
that.
that's
So
the song.
yeah, but Smack and Beasley are smart. I don't think they falling for the okey doke. So they'll pop out when it's the right time.
Can I ask you a question? You're probably the best person to ask this question. Do you feel?
Probably not. What
No,
is
you
it?
are. You are. You are. You are. Do you feel the culture, people, fans, and the bloggers, and whoever played Divide and Conquer with Hitman and Verb?
No, actually.
That's why I love you. Okay, I'm gonna let you rock. Okay.
No, actually, I mean, I think that there are trolls and there are people who feed on the negativity. So no answer is absolute, of course, right? But
Mhm.
I think for me anyway, from my point of view, I was seeing the overwhelming majority want it to come to an end rather than fanning the flames. Like, come on, man, y'all need to cut that out. You know what I'm saying? What's going on in St. Louis? Like, somebody needs to intervene. Like, nobody wanted to see it go left except for the trolls and the people that feed off the negativity. But like the essence of the culture to me was more like, man, what y'all on? Y'all need to get that offline. Stop talking about it. You know what I'm saying? So I think, and even behind the scenes, the battlers and the people that was, even the bloggers that was reaching out to me, like, boss, come on, man, you got to talk to your guys, this, that, and the other. So for me, it seemed like more people wanted it to end than anything else. But like anything else, if there's tea, people gonna sip it. It just is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, that's just the reality of it. So
Right, right,
people
right,
are
right.
going to watch it because that's what it is, right? But I think that people were happy when they saw them kind of just like agree to dead the social media bashing and
Yeah.
back and forth on Whack 100. I think there was a relief for that. So No, I don't think they play divide and conquer overall. With the exception of the small percentage of trolls and negative individuals that are going to do that.
How much did you play a part in Hitman and Uncle Ra getting together and squashing that? I know you.
Um,
You're not gonna. I know you're gonna play humble and like try to. Come
the
on, man.
play humble is crazy
Look
because
good.
I don't think attributing credit is important. I think that the fact that they were able to resolve their issue that has been going on for a very very long
I
time,
was good to
I
see
think
you.
that that's more important than me facilitating that. You know what I mean? Because it was important to me. Like I told Uncle Ra I would work on it. Uncle Ra was very sincere and he was very adamant about the fact that he never meant Hitman no
He
disrespect.
was. That's true. Yes.
He would love just the opportunity to
Mm-hmm.
converse with him and reach some sort of understanding. You know what I mean? And contrary to what people try to make it seem like, Hitman is in no shape or form unreasonable. You know what I mean? So it was just a matter of,
I
just
think he was petty at times, though. I think he was
petty
getting
and
petty
unreasonable,
at
not the same
times.
thing.
Hey man, I love you, my nigga, but I think sometimes you can be petty, sir. I love
But
you.
did I say petty or did I say unreasonable?
You said unreasonable. I said petty. I use
Oh,
a
okay.
different word. I
Well,
use a
we all got a streak of
I love
pettiness
that
in
brother
us.
though. I love that brother though, man. I
Yeah,
love him.
we all got a streak of pettiness in us, but Hitman is always willing to listen to reason. You know what I mean? He just needs to feel like a situation is sincere.
Right,
And I
right.
think I just kind of helped him realize that, Uncle Ra was being sincere. And I think that Uncle Ra is a very integral part of battle rap.
Absolutely, man.
And of course Hitman is like, he
The
hit me.
nigga still box office. He is still
That's
box office in
what I'm
2020.
saying. You hear me? So when you have two instrumental parts of the same community,
My mama likes him. My mama likes him.
that's what I'm saying. When you have two instrumental parts of the same community, and it seems like it could just be a miscommunication. I think it's important to try to get them to reconcile if possible. I don't like drama anyway. I prefer for things not to go left because I don't do well. Once it's left, it's I would just prefer for it not to go left.
Right.
So, and when anytime I can prevent it, I always try to do so. So I was happy that they were able to get that taken care of.
How did we get to Eazy and Swamp? How did we get there? I'm shocked. Till now, I'm still shocked. This battle's happening.
Well, Eazy said I had absolutely nothing to do with it. So let's go with
true?
that.
No. Let's not roll with that. Let's
No, we don't run with that. We're gonna run with that. He said I had absolutely nothing to do with that battle getting booked.
Is that cap or no, ma'am?
What do you think, 3?
I'm asking you.
No.
Don't do that. Don't do that, boss.
No, it ain't no. Don't do that because you ask questions that I know you know the answer to. So you knowing, listen to me. Okay, so the audience still listening and they watching me and you. So you knowing me and you knowing Swamp, do you think Swamp and Eazy got booked without anybody reaching out to the boss? Without me facilitating that? You feel like that got booked? You feel like a contract got sent, an amount got agreed upon, a flight got booked? You feel like a flyer got made without the boss being in the mix? That's what you're saying. Nobody called and talked to me. Nobody asked. There was no nothing. You feel like that just got booked. And then what? Swamp just called me and said, "Hey, yo, boss, I'm battling Eazy in May." And I just said, oh, that's dope. You think that's the way it went?
So are you surprised that y'all had a conversation? Can I say that?
I'm not surprised by anything.
Because the brother was adamant like that battle would never transpire, like what happened, X, Y, and Z.
He was very adamant.
So I guess what changed his mind?
You have to ask him. Yeah, here's the thing. The Swamp, this Swamp and Eazy battle is a battle that a lot of people in the culture have been wanting. I personally have been wanting it as well. Of course, Swamp wanted the battle. Eazy has been apprehensive, whatever. But we made it happen. You know what I'm saying? Again, I'm not somebody that needs credit. So it is what it is. That's why when he tweeted or whatever, she had nothing to do with it, I'm like, I'll let you lie. It's fine. I'm okay with that.
Why you ain't saying nothing then?
Why do I need to say something? Anybody with common sense, the people that would believe Eazy, it's because that's what they want to believe. When
Okay,
somebody have it in their heart that they need this to be true, there's nothing
right.
you can say to convince them. So it's like, so I'll let those people believe that. One thing about my guys, and I love them to death,
Mm-hmm.
Av and Swamp are going to make sure people know what my contribution is, and how efficient and proficient I am at what I do for them.
They ride
So
with you.
so I don't really have to say much. They also know I don't need that. You know what I mean? I like so wholeheartedly love those men and believe in what they do, and their craft and their talent. They have talents that this coach ain't even seen yet, but stay tuned because they got a lot on their plate this year. But I believe in it. I believe in them. So I don't need the recognition for it. They just they insist on making sure that I get it, and which I love them for that. But there's also going to be an overwhelming number of people that are going to resist it. Um, Thankfully for me, I don't do it for them. I do it for Av and Swamp. So I'm good either way. So that's why I told Eazy, this isn't going to become a me versus you thing. You're battling Swamp. That better be who you focus on, because
You're gonna get straight. You're gonna get straight though.
it is. I get strays every battle. I'm in the building. It's a boss bar for something. So it is. I've grown to just accept it as a thing for whatever reason. So that doesn't bother me. I'm not mad at that. I expect Eazy to take a shot. If he don't take a shot, I'm fine with that as well. It's not, again, credit recognition. It's not something. It's like I'm fine. Like it doesn't bother me at all. So but Swamp not coming to play. So he better focus on Swamp, and don't I advise him not to worry about me. If he chooses to worry about me, it's fine. I'll be there. So hit me with your best bar, I guess. But Swamp focused on you, sir. So do with that what you will.
Any concerns? Obviously, you don't have concerns now, but going into negotiations and conversations and where the venue gonna be placed at and everything like that, then you heard it's gonna be Philly, his backyard. Any concerns about that at all?
Um, no, Swamp battled Calico in Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Swamp has more road games than home games. You know what I'm saying? He battled Arsenal on homecoming. I know homecoming was in New York, but New York is Jersey, like across the bridge. You know what I'm saying?
This is
Um,
Philadelphia though, man. This is Philly though.
right. I understand.
The brother backyard.
Right. That's a fact. And we're taking that into account for sure. But Swamp is up for the challenge, and we would not have agreed to it had we not thought that he could go in there and be successful and victorious. So, we ready. We fully expect Eazy to stack the deck as much as he possibly can, because he's going to need all of that. So
We stacked the deck, man.
I mean, I'm just saying. So we fully expect him to do that. So we know what's at risk. We know the chance that we're taking, and I think Swamp can do it. Matter of fact, it's not even a think. Swamp is going to do it, and then it is what it is. So we'll talk about it after the fact, and they'll be like, "How did he beat him in Philly?"
Mm. Well, are you concerned? Are you concerned for Swamp? Because I rock with Swamp, but I know sometimes he could be flustered, right? I felt the coffee battle. He got a little flustered and everything like that. You know what I mean? Because that crowd was kind of weird. I don't know what the hell was going on that no cut card, and that whole shit was kind of wild. I think because of the time limit, or the time discrepancy, or late battles and everything like that. Twerking, Rex ain't battles like 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock at midnight.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and I told Swamp this: if he has a bar and doesn't land, how conscious as a manager are you on your guys' ear? Like, yo, you know what I mean? Keep it moving.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Me never having battled, right? It's different when you're in that position.
Right.
So, but Swamp is very, very intelligent. So, and every experience is a learning experience. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's still in there. He's not the battler that thinks he's got it all in the bag and this and the other. So he learns from each battle. And that battle, it caught him off guard. The coffee battle, he was deterred by the crowd. It wasn't as much as them not reacting. It was the culmination of the lack of reaction, the overwhelming talking, nobody there to kind of facilitate that and get them to quiet down. There was a culmination of things, and that's not an excuse in any shape, fashion, or form. He knows that he let that bother him. That's something that, we talked about, but again, he already knew it. He was already ready to make the proper adjustments. We've talked about it vehemently since we locked in the Eazy battle. He knows how tough a Philly crowd can be. This is his first time in Philly, but he's seen other battles in Philly. Eazy barely battle outside of Philly, so we've seen the other battles as well. So it's like, we want them to be comfortable. When you handed somebody a L of this size, you want them to be comfortable when they accept it. You know what I'm saying? So be right at home so you could cozy up next to your L after we leave.
How do you feel about Eazy planting the seed out there already that Philly doesn't want to hit Rummy bars?
He can plant whatever seed he wants. Yeah, what does that mean?
Like, I remember he went to spaces and said, "Oh, Philly don't want to hear that." So I don't know if he goes there, he better come a different approach because they're not gonna want to hear that. He's basically trying to, put that out there.
Okay. Well, listen, whatever bars Swamp gets up there and spits, whether they want to hear it or not, they're going to hear it. Whatever he raps about. So it is what it is. I have no concerns. Again, Swamp is very tactical. And Eazy's very strategic as well. So he knows what he's doing by trying to set that narrative. And Swamp never made a proclamation as to whether he was going to address Remy or rap about Remy or not. So so he can set whatever narratives Eazy sets has absolutely nothing to do with how Swamp prepares for this battle. So Eazy don't control that.
Percentage chance that we get Avance work this year. Or what? Enough said. Stay tuned. I hope that happens this year, man. God, I want to have to get that battle so bad, bro. God damn, I want my daughter to get that battle with Twerk, man. Jesus Christ, man.
So listen. I'm gonna tell you this. I love my guys. And I told them before I get up out of here, I'm gonna get them every battle that they asked for on their hit list. We've been checking them off left and right.
I have Cal to go to. I want that also.
Cal,
Cal.
It's not about what you want. I said the list that my guys gave me. You telling me what you want to see.
I like your clients and my guys. I rock them both.
I love them too. They are phenomenal individuals.
Guys,
but no,
those are my guys. Before you were the manager, those are my guys. I love those brothers, man.
They was my guys before I was their manager too. That's how I got here. But no. They both constructed their overall hit list of battles that they wanted to have. So I made a promise to them that I would do everything in my power to make those happen before I shook. And so far, we've been checking them off left and right. I'm very goal oriented. So, and they doing what they got to do to make those matchups continue to make sense. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not just a management thing. Like, it still has to make sense with their trajectory and the things that they're doing. So they are absolutely holding up their end of the bargain. So it's important that I hold up mine as well. So I'm definitely trying to make Av and Twerk happen this year. So just stay tuned.
Av again, Coty. How much did that bother you?
It's bittersweet, right? Because I love Rock. Like, that is my GOAT.
I know
So that is my GOAT. So I'm definitely happy that he was able to get a Coty before it ceased to exist, right? But Av, it was disheartening because Av absolutely worked very, very hard, right? That was the goal that we set out for at the beginning of the year. And I think he executed everything to a T to make sure that happened. You know what I mean? A lot of people had him as Coty. He was winning on a lot of the polls and things like that. So the panel went how it went. They made the decision that they made, and it is what it is. To me, again, I repeat myself a lot because I'm very consistent in that way. But to me, it's more about the process than the outcome. You know what I mean? I'm never mad at the panel's decision, but it's important to me how you arrive there. You know what I mean? All right. Saying that you have Av and then going back and switching it to Tay Rock, I don't feel like you ever had Av. I feel like that was a publicity stunt. It is what it is. I feel like that was like a little fake plot twist to add some sort of entertainment value to the panel. I don't feel like that was genuine at all. And I let Schmo know that. Like I'm again, I'm very authentic across.
I know you are. Trust me.
Yeah, it is what it is. I feel like it was capped. You know what I'm saying? And what I'm and I don't like that. Like, don't play with people like that. You know what I'm saying? If you got rocked, then you got rocked, and you stand on it and you say why. You know what I'm saying? I can deal with that more. But going through all of that, and it's not your first panel, so it's not like, oh, well, I didn't know this, that, and the other, and this. No, you are a vet there. You knew exactly what you were doing. And I think it was out of line, but it is what it is. So again, for me, it's about the process, even still to highlight, you know, Rock going in and battling Bankhead in Milwaukee and headlining and everything, which Rock was phenomenal. I was there when he battled him up to 380. I'm baking the cake. I was right there with Rock. I'm shaking the cage while he barking on Bankhead. No cap. So, you know what I'm saying? But because Rock is my guy. I love Rock. But that's what I'm saying. For EK to even like elevate Rock for that, right? And I thought Rock gave a phenomenal performance. He was performer of the night on that card. I was, like I said, I was there for that. So he deserved to be elevated for that. But then when it transitions over to Av battling Big T in Chicago, EK did not keep that same energy at all. You know what I'm saying?
Like, Rock was crazy.
You see what I'm saying? And we can't say Bankhead in Milwaukee, that's his hometown, that's his home league. He is their guy there. Is Bankhead a bigger name than Big T?
Hell no. Respectfully, Bankhead, no.
Like, you see what I'm saying? So I believe that Rock deserved all the credit for that performance he gave against Bankhead. I just think that Ab deserved equal credit for what he did to Big T in Chicago, especially in that third round, turning that whole city against Big T like that. Like that was impressive.
That was
So that's what I mean when I talk about the process. Like hearing y'all talk about it, why y'all have who y'all have, hearing the back and forth, the breakdown of the criteria. Those are the things that matter to me, because as long as I can understand how you arrived at your Coty,
right,
I don't have to agree with it.
Okay,
I just need it to make sense. But when there's all of these inconsistencies, your conclusion doesn't make sense to me. So now I have an issue with the process, not the outcome. And that's gonna be a little too much for some people to understand. A lot of people not gonna get that concept. I'm just being honest. Oh, she hating on Rock.
Why are you shooting straight at people?
I'm being honest. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta like it be. But a lot of people not gonna get the concept. So yeah, I have an issue with the process, not the product. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things. Rock is more than deserving, but so is Ab. So I'm gonna always ride for my client. But you know, salute to my GOAT. Like I told him, you always been a champion. They just made it official finally. So it is what it is. But Av and Swamp definitely had Coty worthy years. So you know, I'm proud of them. They my Codys. They may not have been Jay Black and them Codys, but they my Codys for sure, for sure.
Hitman Twerk.
Mm-hmm.
This year, you think? Or you guys can't let out the bag. I get it. You can't.
Stay tuned, man. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Hitman Twerk, Hitman. I'm not really big on Hitman and Lux like a lot of people are.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very big on Hitman and Twerk. I'm very big on
if
that.
You could only pick one out of the three to get in 2025. Wow. If you could only pick one, Lux, Mook, Twerk, which one?
Lux is out. Lux
December 31st.
We're eliminating Lux.
Okay.
Sorry, beloved. Just Mook and Twerk. Let's go to Mook first. Grudge match. Hitman took a shot when he said in the battle. I didn't want to battle the other bitch. He just about the other bitch. I
wasn't even talking about this one. Fact.
He talking about Mook already. So we already know when he said that about like, damn it, man, that's how you really feel. All right, boom. I know Hitman want Mook though, man. I know he want that brother, but Hitman and Twerk is electrifying. We're talking about performances and everything. Twerk, don't kill me. I know you feel like I still got Hitman as top dog in performance. You gotta beat that brother till it happens, respectfully. You know what I mean? But that I do like Hitman and Twerk a lot though, man. Bags and Bodies. Twerk have been there twice already and everything. He's 1-1 now in Bags and Body Big K. We didn't want Big K after that. Where's Big K been after the battle? I know you about to battle somebody on a card coming up, but we didn't see that brother since he got his ass kicked.
Twerk got Body of the Year and Performance of the Year. That's crazy.
So who would you like? Mook, I think you. I think you want Mook.
Did you answer my question?
Okay, I'm all right. Damn, yo, I'm going Mook. I'm going Mook. Even though I feel your rules though, man. God damn, though.
It's a tough one, ain't it?
Rules? Yeah, man. I don't know why everybody big on Hitman and Lux. I'm not big on that shit, man. I'm not big on that. Are you big on that battle?
I'm not big on it. I do think that I'm not mad at it happening, but
Right.
of those three, that's definitely number 3.
Yeah, Mook and Hitman gotta happen, though, man. That's gotta happen, though. Hitman want that smoke. That nigga be talking. He talk anytime for some odd reason. His antennas turn off for Mook, man. It damn sure does.
Yeah, that's definitely a grudge match. Him and Twerk is more of like just showmanship. You know what I mean? Almost like a potential passing of the torch type of matchup. You know what I mean? So because they both, Twerk has a lot of respect for Hitman. Of course, Hitman has a lot of respect for Twerk. So that's the only reason why we, keep having them on the platform. Well, that's not the only reason. Twerk is insanely talented, but you know what I mean? They have a great mutual respect for each other. So there's more of like a showmanship, like let's really see who the top performer once and for all type of thing. Him and Mook is just like a genuine, like, listen to me. When I say Holla wants to kill Mook on that stage.
See? Yeah, I want Mook.
When I say that, I'm talking about that's.
Yeah, I want Holla Mook.
Even when me and Holla just be on the phone just talking about it, he like, boss, I'm going to kill him. I'm like, I already know, babe. I already know.
I want Holla Mook.
So yeah, it's that grudge match feel that that tension that's gonna be there.
Well, the boss, it's complicated, isn't it? Because of where the battle will transpire at, and Mook probably having. Do I gotta come to back?
It's only complicated on one side. It's only
complicated on one side. I got you. Are you guys doing another card at the end of the year? What are we doing? Can we look out?
It's April. I don't know. It's possible, but it's April, so you know what I'm saying. We had 2 cards already,
and it's April. Shit.
So we gonna see.
Prestavia and Coffee is one of the best female battles. That matchup period. Forget gender.
I think that's gonna end up being. I can't think. Well, I ain't gonna say that. I have to see the execution. I really feel like that's gonna be the best female battle this year. I think that's the female Bodie.
Christian Coffee.
Yes,
I'm not mad at that though, because
it's going to be hard to top that. It's going to be really hard. And I was listening. I think Coffee was on her where she was saying, when she was talking about the battle, she was saying she felt like she did everything that she was supposed to do to secure the win, as far as the rebuttals, the performance, the character, just everything that she brought to the table. And I love to debate. I didn't really have an argument for her. You know what I mean? Because she did all the things that she said she did. Prestavia was just rapping just at such a elite.
I ain't see that Prestavia in a while though. I ain't gonna hold you though in a minute.
Because it's like I genuinely feel like that was the best coffee. Like people debate whether it's that coffee or the T-Top coffee is the best coffee, right?
Right.
I feel like I went back and watched Coffee versus T-Top just to make sure. That Prestavia performance.
That parlay ball was crazy. That parlay ball.
The parlay ball, the hold this and hold that, the lift everything, but Jesus.
Yeah, she was wild.
Man, listen. Yeah. Coffee was in a bag. So I genuinely feel like that was the best coffee. But Prestavia, man, like to bring everything that Coffee brought, because she brought everything she said she did. Imagine how good Prestavia had to be to just rap and still outdo all of that. You know what I mean? So Prestavia's rapping is just so like she don't have to do all of that. When you just watching her rap and she get into them flows and you listening to the pen, it's just like, Jesus, who is this?
She was wild. That was a fire ass battle, man. I ain't gonna hold
you. Man, I love that battle. I watch that battle at least once a week. I can't even cap. I watch that battle at least once. I'm that entertained.
Top 5 best battle this year. Top 3 or top 5 best battle.
I agree.
Year, period.
I agree wholeheartedly.
In Vixen, that and Coffee and Prestavia, like those battles stand out
I don't know if you said Justice and Hansel, but they had a fire battle too.
Just Answer was good. That was a good. That was a good
Yeah,
battle too. That was a good battle
good.
too. I'm not
But
gonna lie.
I love Prestavia. I really feel like they're gonna end up being the female Bodhi. Now, if the females end up having a battle that trumps that, I'm excited to see what it is because it's gonna take a lot to surpass that battle.
Do you feel a way that we'll never get Coffee and Vixen? Because I interviewed both of them, right? And they don't want to battle each other, the boss.
Again,
yeah. The first one was kind of
I don't feel a way about it. I don't know why. I don't feel like that's a battle that, you have certain matchups that have to happen for people's legacy or their pathway or whatever the case may be. I don't feel like that's a battle that needs to be repeated for either one of them. I feel like they kind of already both cemented their place in female battle rap and in the culture overall. Right. And I don't feel like that battle not happening damages either one of their trajectory. You know what I mean? They both already got Jazz on their resume, Hustle on their resume, 40 on their resume. Like, what are we doing? You know what I mean? Coffee has Heart already. Vixen just called out Heart. So I don't think it's damaging to their trajectory. They both battle Twerk now. You know what I'm saying? So Vixen already battled Tay Rock and Nitty. So again, I don't think it's a battle that either one of them needs. If it ever gets booked, I'm definitely tuning in. But I don't think it's a need, and nor have I really heard a demand for it, if I'm being honest. I don't hear the fans kind of like, where did Coffee and Vixen rematch it? I don't really hear that either. So
I guess I'm going off that the boss because when they battled, I don't think the culture was talking too crazy about that battle. That battle wasn't really highlighted. Like
it was on Black Ice, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it was on Black Ice. It was on Black Ice.
It was on Black Ice. I remember. Also, neither one of them were at their peak. Like as hot as they are now, they weren't that then. So, but I still think people know about it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like okay, that already happened. You know what I mean? But I do think that it happened at a time where both of them were still on their rise versus being here. You know what I mean?
What matchup are you looking forward to this weekend for the Eastern card?
A few of them actually. I am really looking forward to Twerk and A Ward. As lopsided as I think it's going to be, I'm looking forward to Jazz and Holla. Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm always looking forward to a Jazz battle. I ain't gonna cap. I just feel like what Jazz brings to the table is just so dope to me. So I'm always looking forward to her battling. Even when she was announced versus Shaina, I'm thinking to myself, like, really, Jazz? But I was still looking forward to it because I knew what she was gonna bring. I just knew the other side was gonna be, So I'm always excited to see a Jazz battle. So I do have Jazz winning versus Hollow. I have Jazz 30 in Hollow. I'm not gonna cap. I have Jazz. With a 3-0, man. Jazz is like.
Okay, so let me ask you. You have it because I spoke to Hollow. He said something that stood out to me. I'm not. He wasn't trying to allude that everybody took it to the foot of the gas against Jazz, but he did allude to the fact that he's not gonna play around with her like maybe a Geechee did or Clips did to affect or Twerk. Some people feel Twerk they go full throttle on a battle. He said he's taking a whole different approach. So that's why I give Hollow a puncher's chance. I got 2-1 Jazz for me.
Okay, I got a 3-0 Jazz though. I've never. I'm just saying. I heard you. I've never subscribed to the theory that the men battle Jazz and take it light on her because she's battle rap's little sister or because they friends with her or whatever. Mm-hmm. I've never subscribed to that notion. I know that people feel that way. I think that instead of singling it out and making it specific to Jazz, I think you could take those same battlers and name male battlers that they've battled and they weren't as good versus like Twerk was better versus JC to me than he was versus Vert.
And I didn't like Twerk against T-Top.
You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's like you can always pick, and I feel like T-Top was better versus Chef Trez than he was versus Twerk.
I agree. An agreement with that also.
You see what I'm saying? So they try to make it specific to Jazz, like it's a Jazz thing, and I just think that battlers in general, they approach different opponents differently. You know what I mean? For whatever reason. It could be a timing thing. I didn't have as much time, or they probably thought their material was crazy and it just didn't translate. I remember Jazz telling me she felt like she was at like a 85-90% versus Clips. I hated her Clips performance. I ain't gonna care. I told her I hated you versus
I
Cliff.
didn't like niggas because of that.
So when she said that was some of her favorite like male material, and imagine this was before the rock battle, of course. But she was saying that was some of her favorite material. She felt like she was at like a 90%. I'm like, really? You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So you see what I'm saying? But Jazz, for her, she thought she prepped some of the best material, but it just didn't translate well to the audience. So I think it could be more of that than people trying to slight Jazz and make it like, oh, they take it easy on Jazz. Jazz just don't die the way people be expecting her to the people they expect her to.
I got concerns for one person on this card though, because I know they're going through a lot of stuff, personal reasons and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what Fisher is at right now mentally for this battle with Chirac. I know rest in peace of her mom. She lost her mom and everything as a recent anything. I don't think she's ready to battle, man.
Yeah, I think situations like that work one of two ways, right? Either the tragedy can just be weighing so heavy on you that it takes you out of the right headspace,
Right. Mm-hmm.
or what you're going through in your personal life can be so much that you need that escape.
Right.
And,
Yeah.
so you channel all of that into your performance, and then you know what I'm saying, you get like a Swamp versus Rex, because Swamp had a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? He had just like Rob had literally, it was like
man, Rob
literally died in his arms, like right there. You know what I mean? So it works one or two ways. It can be too devastating to even like be in a creative mindset, but you can also channel it and use it as motivation. And I'm praying that Official is able to do the latter, because I'm a true Official fan.
Absolutely,
And
man.
definitely got my condolences. But I think her and Vixen had the female Bodie last.
Yes, agree.
I think
over Jasmine Coffee for me.
Yes, for sure. Yes. And I loved what she delivered versus Big Ice at the end of 2024 as well. Mm-hmm. So I'd love to see her continue.
And Loso, I was in the building for that.
She 30 Loso as well. That's what I'm saying. So I'd love to see her continue. Now, I didn't really care for her T-Top performance, but that's the only performance she had last year that I wasn't a fan of. But it was a lot that happened. You know what I'm saying? That was supposed to be a home game for her. So her material was constructed as such. You know what I'm saying? So I get those things as well. But I would love to see her be able to continue in 2025 on that same trajectory that she had. So I'm definitely praying for her some peace and serenity while she delivers what's hopefully a phenomenal performance.
Over and under that, when I put this out, they're gonna be like, the Boston 3-letter man again with another hour and 30-minute show.
For sure. But you'll get a whole bunch of comments of, you know, why is she up there? She's not even a battler. You know, who gave the groupie a platform? 3, she's not gonna let you hit. You know, oh, they be all through. They be.
Yo, I've seen that a couple times.
They're gonna be all throughout the comments, roasting me and cooking me. You know, my lisp. All of that. I got a list. Ain't nothing y'all can do about it.
Probably one of the nicest people in the culture. Y'all be tripping on my girl, man. She probably
they be cooking me. The list ain't going nowhere. I do have all my teeth for those who want to know. Ain't none missing nothing. See? Y'all know that's a little space right there though. But they all there. See? They all there. Yep. Just a list. Ain't nothing I could do about it, man. It just happened that way. And yeah. I'm not fixing it either. It's her. Suffering succotash.
Suffering succotash is crazy.
Because they be wanting me to be so bothered. 3. What is wrong with these people?
Y'all, she don't care about. Trust me.
Not a drop. But I'm glad they be entertained. You know what I'm saying? If you could get the views, they be entertained. They be in the like, let them have that. And salute to everybody in the comments.
I wish battle rappers have your skin sometimes.
I think a lot of them do.
No, they don't. I
think a lot of them do. There's some that don't, but I think a lot of them do. I think that there is a caveat to it, right? So they feel like their opponent talking crazy to them is very different than media or fans. So it's like that person was booked. Like I was paid to let that person talk crazy to me, and they was paid to talk crazy to me. So if you're not my opponent on stage, then you need to be easy. You know what I'm saying? Which I don't agree with that sentiment. But again, I understand it. So I think that I think that a little grace could be given on both ends. They got to know that we gonna talk trash because I'm gonna say whatever I want to say. They gonna like it is what it is. I'm gonna do my best not to be disrespectful to anybody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I think that's important. But if I think you was trash, I'm going to say that. But I'm always talking about the material, never the individual. But nobody,
Always.
yeah, always the material, never the individual. But nobody's going to make me silence, mitigate, or dilute my opinion. You gonna get what I got to say, and whether or not you like it is not my concern.
What's my favorite? What's my favorite word from you? Recapitulate. What's that word you be saying?
Recapitulation.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ!
I try to spread. No, I think words are important. They have meaning. They have meanings for a reason.
Yeah.
That's why people are like, "Oh, the boss said." I'm like, I did not say that. You clearly don't know what that word means, and that's okay.
Are you going to Houston? Oh no, you're not going to Houston. Are you?
I am going to Houston. I absolutely. I gotta support TBL. Salute to Kenny. Salute to Chilla. They have a masterful card that they've put together.
Of course, you're going to be in the building. Duh.
40 versus Geechee is going to be a goodie. I've been saying,
I hope it is.
I've been very honest about that battle. I feel like it's going to go one or two ways. I feel like one of them is either going to get destroyed. I feel like one of them is either going to get destroyed or the battle overall is going to be underwhelming. They both have the ability to get super disrespectful. 40's pen is like second to none. We already know what her penmanship is like. We know what Geechee's talking to bag, the way he get to like Geechee is such a showman, even the way he just looked to the side, like what she thought. Like Geechee,
Geechee, just write, please write, my nigga.
That's what I'm saying. Please write, Geechee. Don't get up there playing. But that's why I say either one of them gonna get obliterated, or I think the battle overall will be underwhelming. I'm in the building either way though, but I'm really looking forward to Hollow and Jazz, Real Deal and Hustle. Cut it out, Hustle. Cut it out.
Don't sleep though. She want to put all that on Hitman and exhaust off with Real. I'm just saying she might. I don't know.
Hustle has given me zero reasons to doubt her. So until she does,
that is true though.
I will not.
You right, boss. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's sister there.
Until she gives me a reason to doubt her, I will not. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I got Hustle, but I'm looking forward to. I think A Ward and Twerk is going to be phenomenal. So I'm hoping that battle doesn't let me down. I'm actually really looking forward to Capo and Snake Eyes as well. I thought Snake was really good versus Rum Nitty. I did have Rum. Huh? You thought Snake won?
I had Rum Nitty.
Okay, I'm about to say, yeah, I did think Rum won the battle, but I think Snake did his job. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought he was really good. So I'm looking forward to seeing Capo and Snake Eyes actually.
I got concerns about one battle rapper though that whole weekend though.
Who?
Ill Will.
Why?
I mean, like the last couple joints, the boss.
Oh yeah, I have minimal expectation for Ill Will.
And that's bad. You don't think that's bad for us? I agree with you. That's bad.
Yeah, I mean, I do think it's bad, especially when I have Ill Will as one of my top battlers ever. He's in my top 5 of all time.
He's the block captain, the boss.
Yeah. No fight at all. No fight at all. But here's the thing, though. Sorry. Here's the thing. I don't know if he's maybe the battlers say sometimes they fall out of love with the sport. It's like a relationship, you fall out of love, back in love, out of love, back in love.
Yeah.
So we'll see if he's back in love with the sport or not. But I would be a fool to look at his last several performances from the Pain battle onward. Like since Hitman, actually, if we're gonna be honest, Hitman was the last
battle.
Ill Will that I remember seeing. You know what I mean? So I'd be foolish not to adjust my expectation to match his current productivity. You know what I mean? So I'm not concerned for Ill Will because my expectations are properly set. So either he'll exceed them or he'll meet them.
Got you.
You know what I mean? But I got Rum beating Daylight, so it is what it is. That's just one of I got Rum beating that. I got Eunice beating Pass.
Me too.
I got Eunice 30 in Pass. I ain't gonna hold you.
I don't like how y'all be doing my son Pass.
I got Eunice 30 in Pass.
Don't do that, the boss. Come on, man. Y'all was talking crazy about Pass.
Okay. So how do you have that battle?
Eunice 2-1.
Oh, okay. You know what bothers me is when I'm talking to somebody and they do what you just did. Y'all got to put some respect on so and so name. Man, what you mean you got Eunice and y'all gotta, man, y'all keep playing with my homeboy and this. Oh, my fault. You right. Who you got winning? I mean, I got Eunice too, but still. Wait, what?
The boss,
You just want to argue.
No, sister, no, baby, that's not at all. But the way you said it, oh, love, you made it sound like Pass about to just not put no fight up in it. The way, I guess the tone of it, that's all. The tone.
Listen, I didn't make it sound like anything. I made it sound like I have Eunice winning every round. And that's what I have. I didn't say Pass wasn't gonna put up a fight. He's been paid to put up a fight, so he wrote some material. I don't think it's gonna be enough. I have Eunice 30.
Damn, not even around.
Not around.
Damn. Not around. All right, beautiful. You know I love you, man. We're gonna talk after the battles, man. You know we rock. I appreciate you as always, the boss. You know what I mean? You
pulling up in Houston?
No. I know you got me already about me. I'm gonna pull up on the next one, the big one. Wherever you're gonna be at, I'll be there next time.
Sounds good. Everybody, One Night Stand VOD is available. If you have not already copped it, and watching, let me know what y'all think about the battles. Make sure y'all do pull up or cop the PPV for Apollo this weekend. Houston Barcode got Creed on Friday.
Yes. How was Wizard's birthday?
It was good. I love Wizzo. I'm sorry. Salute to Miko. I thought Miko did a phenomenal job hosting the event.
Absolutely.
I really enjoyed Miko. He came through. He held it down for us. It was dope to have him in the building. So salute to him again. I thought he did a phenomenal job. So we definitely appreciate him coming through and emceeing for us. Again, salute to Babs, J2, and Swamp. They did a phenomenal job on the commentary. I really enjoyed it. I heard they was really entertaining, which is dope. So I'm glad the fans appreciated what they brought to it. And yeah, just salute to everybody that support Bags and Bodies, man. For real. We ain't going nowhere. So we appreciate everybody. But yep, support Apollo. That's the next big event that's going on. They got the whole culture on that card. So be in the building, man. It's gonna be a movie. So that's where I'm gonna be.
Oh yeah, they got some surprise battles in there too, though.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
All right, I like a good surprise. Hopefully, it's really a surprise. I ain't gonna hold you. They'll be like, "Oh, we got a surprise battle for y'all. We got Solo versus SoulCon," and it's like, "Wait, what?"
See why SoulCon? See why?
Because how is that a surprise? Who asked for that? Like, calling that a surprise battle is anything.
One of them, I'm invested in. Very much invested in. Very much. I rock with both these brothers. I can't wait to see that battle.
It sounds like you got the scoop. Can you text me or something?
No, I'll text you.
Yeah, let me know what the surprise battle is, because I ain't in the loop. Put me up on game. Let me know.
I'll text you right now while we live on show. I want to get you.
Yeah, text me right now. Let me get an exclusive on PSA Reloaded.
Let me see what you say about this one, man.
Let me see.
I just texted you. Yeah.
Woo! That's going down.
Yeah.
Who you got?
The other one I heard, but I forgot. I smoked too much. I forgot the other one. There's another one that I forgot about, but
that's a goodie. What you think about that? You think it's a goodie?
This one's good. Yeah, I like this one a lot. And in fact, they low key need to roll out, in my opinion.
Who you got winning? The first name or the second name?
First name.
Okay. All right.
Gonna be a good battle though.
Yeah, okay. I ain't mad at it. You put me up. I wasn't hip, but I appreciate the exclusive. But okay.
Yeah. Keep doing what you're doing for the culture. I know Hitman Holla, he got nothing, but I love to see you get your flowers and shit. I see a lot of people showing you love. You get a little beat up a little, but you get love too, baby. You get a lot of love too, though. You get love.
I don't mind either way. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I'm just.
I know you don't care. She don't care. But you gotta give a little love, though. You gotta feel good, though, that people showing you love.
No, I mean, of course, it's always nice to be appreciated. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody's gonna lie and say they don't like to be appreciated. Absolutely. But I don't. Again, it's not something that I need, and I don't do it for anything back. It's literally just about the people I love. If I'm being honest, like I love battle rap as a sport. So my intentions when I first popped outside and started going to events and things like that was just to be a fan and see the battlers that I was genuinely a fan of, see them battle live. That was genuinely all I wanted to do. But I do have actual relationships with these people. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna do whatever I can to help Hitman always. You know what I'm saying? That's my partner in crime. That's my dog forever. You know what I'm saying? Swamp and Av, like I love them. Like those are my guys for real, for real. So hard, just the people I have genuine rapport with.
Oh, are you still adamant that you're not gonna bring nobody back to the roster on your squad? Just it's gonna be Av and Swamp. That's it. You sure about that?
I've been trying, right, because I rock with you, and this is only because I rock with you three. Right. I've been working on like learning a new language because I be saying stuff to you in English and you be not getting it. So I'm like, I think you might be bilingual. So I'm working on like my Haitian, Jamaican. I'm trying to figure out how my like right now. All I know how to say is like the dirty wine and so I'm trying to figure it out.
Hold on. Are you going to tell me there's battle rappers in this culture who have not reached out to you for services? Are you going to tell me that's not true?
You think battlers reached out to the groupie? That's what you think?
Yes, they have. Yes, they have. I know for a fact.
No, okay, no, but I'm appreciative of all of the battlers that have reached out and asked me to manage them. I'm appreciative that they would even consider me worthy of that, right? And I'm being genuine. Like I genuinely, because these are their careers, you know what I'm saying? So for them to even consider me to be worthy to put their careers in my hands, I appreciate that. But I am serious. Like I'm not joking. Like there's been guide tours, top tours, mid tours. Like there have been leagues that have reached out to me on behalf of their artists. Like, hey, can we?
So me asking this question is not crazy then, basically, right?
It was crazy, but here's the thing. I don't really bite my tongue. I don't really say things that I don't mean, and nor do I go back on my word. You know what I mean? One of the conditions of me managing Av and Swap, you know what I'm saying? I promised them that it would only be them two. Okay. And I'm a woman on my word at the end of the day. And they are my guys. And in addition to that, I don't really have a desire to bring anybody else on board. They, as you can see, they are booked and busy always. So they keep me very, very busy. And I think our dynamic just really works. They trust me. I trust them. So, they trust my process and I trust them to do what they need to do. So the way we have ours set up, it just works perfectly. And yeah, them my guys, man. It's not that I don't believe in anybody else or that nobody else is dope, because battle rap is full of like the most talented individuals. But for me, it's just them, man. It's just my guys. Because then what I'm gonna say, like, is my guys. It just got a nice ring to it.
There's one person you manage and ask you though.
You keep saying that. No, I would not.
Yes, you would.
Here's the thing. First of all, because Surf is not going to just let me do me. I would have to fight Surf every step of the way. It's like, Surf, it can't be like, Surf, we not doing this. Like, we gonna do this instead. No, man, no. Yes, we are. Like this. I don't want to argue and debate with that fool.
Surf. Yeah, Surf might be.
Man, we'll go from like this to like this. And like I ain't got time for it. But on top of that, like Surf got it. You know what I'm saying? And Quad does an amazing job with Surf. Like salute to Quad. You know what I'm saying? And the whole Raw Bunch gang and everything. So Surf got everything he need. He gonna be, man, when he touch down, he gonna be in such high demand on music, hosting, battles, everything. Like he be able to manage himself. He gonna take a life of his own as soon as he touch down. Free to wave, by the way, immediately, sooner rather than later, please and thank you. But nah, he not interested. He wouldn't even Surf would never ask me to do that. Trust me, he wouldn't. And if he did, I would tell him no for the reasons I just told. And then once we argue about it, talk it out, he'll be like, yeah, you're right.
The boss, peace and love, mom. I appreciate you, Queen.
Bye, 3. Have a good day, babe.
Always. Shout out to my sister, the boss. Y'all know the fucking vibes already, you heard?